Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm just chilling at work, man. Just enjoying my break right now. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We well into the 1900 mark, man. We on the road to 2K as always. Shout out to everybody, the nation that's been subscribing. You know what I mean? Leaving their likes, comments, you know what I mean, sharing the video, contributing to the channel with super chats, contributing to the conversations while we on live, man. It is very much appreciated. And we well on our way, man. We about to overcome that, you know what I mean, that hurdle. You know what I mean? We gonna get past that goal and then we gonna continue climbing, man. You know what I mean? But let's get into some boxing talk. You see what I mean? Let's speak about Gervonta Davis and exactly what's been going on with him and the lead up to this Frank Martin fight. Now, if y'all been following my channel for a while, then about a month ago, I had made a video speaking about Gervonta Davis possibly being concerned about Frank Martin. You know what I mean? And it's pretty much to sum up that video, I was speaking about how Gervonta Davis was acting like a little, like slightly out of character while he was on social media, just speaking about Frank Martin's physique. You know what I mean? Speaking about his muscles and pretty much how, you know what I mean, he gonna be too buff to swing, blah, blah, blah. It was something that he was really emphasizing on social media. And when I was reading it, I was kind of confused because if you genuinely feel like it's a disadvantage on Frank Martin's part, then why are you going out of your way to expose it? You know what I mean? If it's going to play into your hands at the end of the day, let him continue doing what he's doing. If he fucking up, go ahead, let him fuck up. There's no point in you giving this dude any type of advice or pointers to give him a chance to, you know, come out successful against you. You know what I mean? So that just let me know at the end of the day, it's something that's on his mind. You see what I mean? It's something that he's truly thinking about in the lead up to Frank Martin and what he may possibly possess. You know what I mean? So fast forward, you know, the press conference happens over the weekend. And in all honesty, man, I think that my video aged pretty well because Gervonta Davis was acting extremely out of character throughout the entire course of this press conference. You know what I mean? It could be for different reasons. Maybe he's just trying to big up his fight. Maybe he got his promoter hat on. He's just trying to get people more involved. I mean, trying to go viral. You know what I mean? Looking for some type of attention, clout, whatever the situation is. But, you know, in comparison to what he's done in the past, whether he's fought, you know, Hector Luis Garcia, Mario Barrios and stuff like that, he's never really approached anybody how the way he's approaching Frank Martin. He's not saying that he's not capable of talking trash, because he's done that, especially in his last few fights. Ryan Garcia, you know, he was talking crazy to Rolly Romero and shit like that. But this one, it seems to be extremely amplified. It just seems like it's more intense than what it has been in the past. You know what I mean? When you let this man speak about Frank Martin and stuff like that, he's saying a whole lot of things to try to degrade Frank Martin, but at the end of the day, it's completely irrelevant. One of the things that he's mentioning, in all honesty, is their backgrounds. You feel what I mean? He's talking about Frank Martin from the suburbs and he from the hood and shit like that. Now, we heard this not too long ago. You see what I mean? With the Regis Prograis and Devin Haney situation. You know what I mean? Regis like, yeah, man, I'm from the streets, man. I really got it from the muscle. I got it from the mud, man. You had a dad who took care of you, and you from Henderson, Nevada. And then what happened at the end of the day? Devin Haney beat the dog shit out of Regis Prograis. So what I'm trying to get at is, and I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with Gervonta Davis. I think he's the favorite, in all honesty. I think he'll defeat Frank Martin. But, you know, when you taking that sort of approach, it's really irrelevant to the sport of boxing. You see what I mean? Because when you in that ring, you got 8-ounce gloves on. You know, you being from the hood and this person being from the suburbs isn't going to help nor hurt you. You know what I mean? It's all about who has the better game plan. You know what I mean? Who's the more skilled guy? You know, things like that. That's what is taken into account when these guys are rumbling. You see what I mean? Not where the fuck they from. You feel what I mean? Because we've seen people come from good backgrounds that actually end up having successful boxing careers. You see what I mean? So I don't really like that approach that Gervonta Davis is taking. And this is another thing. Gervonta Davis, while he's saying he's from the hood and he's from the streets and all this type shit, he got a rough background. Bro, you admitted that you've been in the boxing gym since you were 7 years old. You see what I mean? And you said that you've been grinding ever since then. You've been in the gym ever since then. And that's the reason why Frank Martin isn't going to beat you. If that's the case, if you've been in the boxing gym that long, what time do you have to be involved in street shit? You see what I mean? Like, I don't remember you being a career criminal coming up. I know you've been getting in trouble lately and shit like that due to you just being irresponsible and stuff like that. But in terms of you being a genuine street nigga, being out here moving and, you know what I mean, getting shit shaking around the streets, bro, it's highly doubted. You know what I mean? I think that you've been in the boxing gym your whole life, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the reason why you are the millionaire that you are today. That's why you are as successful as you are today. That's why you're one of the best fighters in the world today, because you contributed to boxing early in your life. You know what I mean? So I don't really understand this like, it seems like there's a lot of overcompensating on Gervonta Davis's part in terms of, you know, doing all this, like he's very animated on stage and you know what I mean, just trying to really get underneath Frank Martin's skin and really attempting to bully him in all honesty. You see what I mean? And based off of what I've been seeing and stuff like that, it seems like Frank Martin ain't really taking the bait. He don't really look like he shook with Gervonta Davis's antics at all. He just saying, man, you doing a whole lot of talking. You see what I mean? And he has a quiet confidence about himself, Frank Martin, from what I've been observing. We won't really know until the night of the fight, in all honesty. But, you know, it seems like Gervonta Davis is doing the most, bringing up people's backgrounds. You know what I mean? Talking about people's women. Like, he's pulling out everything out of the book to get into Frank Martin's head psychologically. And usually when you're doing that, it's because you're trying to get them off of their game. So regardless of what Gervonta Davis is saying, he must respect Frank Martin's game because he's doing the most to try to get him off of his game. He's trying to get him off of his square. You know what I mean? So that's something that I've been really noticing. I've seen that Gervonta Davis also ran down on Devin Haney while they was out and about. He taking pictures in front of his Jeep and shit like that. So he's like really trying to play like this tough guy, this bully. You see what I mean? That's exactly what it is in all honesty, bro. He's taking the bully approach just to get shit shaken around the way. Now, I don't really understand the Devin Haney situation right now because you're not fighting him. You know what I mean? Devin Haney just came off of a loss. Might be overturned soon, but it's a loss. You know what I mean? And he's not really worried about you right now. You know, you got an opponent in front of you, so why are you so concerned about Devin Haney and shit like that? You know what I mean? I think you should be more involved with, you should be more concerned about your opponent. And it seems like you're very concerned about him because you're acting very out of character. You're doing things that you typically wouldn't do. And that just lets you know that he might be a little shook about Frank Martin. And it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Don't take this the wrong way. Like I'm saying that he terrified of Frank Martin is going to translate into the fight. Like I said, when you have a certain amount of respect for your opponent, when you have a healthy amount of respect for your opponent, it may lead you to put on one of the best performances of your career. You know what I mean? When you underestimate a motherfucker, you don't think too much of a motherfucker. You know what I mean? That could be a situation where, you know what I mean, you might have a longer night than anticipated because you overlooked them. Or, you know, you might not put on the best performance because you wasn't as prepared as you should be. You know, with Frank Martin being an undefeated up-and-coming guy who, you know, has a lot of skills, athletic, he a stepper. You know what I'm saying? He walked to you, you know, fundamentally sound and shit like that. And he got some power. You see what I mean? And, you know, that's something that you really got to take and be honest with yourself and understand that, you know, if you don't take somebody like Frank Martin serious, it could be a long night. You feel what I mean? So Tank Davis understands that. That's why I think he's getting into all the antics that he's getting into and pretty much doing the most. You feel me? But I want to know what you guys think about this. Am I reaching? Am I on the money? Y'all got to let me know what I think. Is Gervonta Davis overcompensating? Is he doing the most? Is he acting out of character, man? Y'all got to let me know what y'all think for real, man, because, you know, I'm not really feeling the street talk because as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? You might be from the hood, but you're not a street nigga, man. I don't give a fuck what you talking about because at the end of the day, if you was as street as you was claiming to be, you know, I don't think you would really be, you know what I mean, the spot that you're in boxing right now. You feel what I mean? I think that you would have been caught up in some street shit. You would have been behind bars and things like that, bro. It's just hard to believe these dudes at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I come from the hood. I come from the most violent neighborhood in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? But I never stepped off of the porch. You know what I mean? I never got involved. I never been on them corners. I never did none of that. But I don't pretend to be. You know what I mean? I'm not out here saying motherfuckers from the suburbs and shit like that because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Frank Martin got in a position to fight you. You know what I mean? So you could degrade him all you want, but this is a guy that you fighting and he worked to this point. You feel me? So it is what it is, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Gervonta Davis out here wilding, man, wilding on Frank Martin. You know what I mean? Disrespecting him. You know what I mean? You know, jumping out his skin pretty much. And, you know, he chasing down. He over there talking crazy to Devin Haney as well. He up to no good, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think of this. Is this him, you know, being concerned? Is this him acting out of character? Or is this strictly for promotion? Y'all let me know in the comments below. This is MazUma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.